This is Wicked Rhody, a wicked good podcast about Rhode Island events and life. Hello, my name's Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro. Thank you so much for tuning in to the best podcast voted by the readers of Rhode Island Monthly Magazine, seen weekly on Studio 10. And Mary, the question is, what the heck are we going to talk about today? Because it seems like everybody's out there freaking about the Rona.
I know. It's crazy. It's gotten a hold of a lot of things that even we were going to talk about today. So
yeah,
it's going to be a little bit different of an episode, but
well,
we've still got a lot of things to recommend.
There
but
are
still.
some events, and that's true. There are some events about that are happening, and we'll talk about those, but if I could for just a moment, not to be political or get on a tangent here, but it just, at some point, I think there needs to be a moment of levity here. And as I say this, the World Health Organization has declared this whole thing a pandemic by their standards. That doesn't mean the United States element of it is a pandemic. That means that's a balance of the entire world. And I can understand that because there are areas where, like, we have a friend in Italy who the whole country has been, kind of shut down. But you got to remember, there's only 16 million people in Italy. It's, it's a fraction of what we have here in the United States. There's also declining numbers of everything that's happening in China and South Korea. Their numbers are trending downward towards, being lower and stuff. And because of the way this kind of a situation works, we're going to see a rise in numbers just because more test kits are available, more people will be tested. So that side of things. But I mean, just the sheer idiocy of people going out and like raging the stores of toilet paper. Like, this is not Montezuma's Revenge, people. This is an upper respiratory irritation that, if left untreated, could turn into worse, like pneumonia. But, I mean, this is really something that if you are over the age of 75 and you have a compromised immune system, this would be something that you need to worry about.
Yes.
And it's just, and listen, Mary, you and I are both part of the media. This is a form of media here. Mm-hmm. But the other day I saw Dr. Drew Pinsky, who is pretty well respected, chastising the media on their own show, saying, you guys need to shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. We have local radio personalities in this market and other markets who are running around with their hair on fire saying, oh, the governor should do this. It's like, we just crossed the threshold of we can count the number of patients on one hand. Okay, that actually are confirmed cases of the Rona. Mm-hmm. Mayor Marty Walsh up in Boston cancels the parade, the St. Patrick's Day parade, and on a radio interview I heard him a couple mornings ago, he goes, "Look, people are dying, dude. In the United States, it's been less than 12 at this point."
Yeah.
We have 325 million people here. Mm-hmm. So for a major U.S. mayor, major city, that mayor, to say that, I think this has just been wildly all over the charts. I get it, it's scary, but I mean, Mary, you have kids, obviously they're in school, and I mean, is Felicity going to have to go to daycare via e-learning at this point?
Seriously. Well, it's not even just about the health of myself or the health of my parents, my kids' grandparents, but it's also affecting, do you go to these parades? Or what if you're an event organizer? Mm-hmm. I was just talking with you before we started recording that we have a major event that's supposed to happen in May that we put on, my husband and I. We don't know if we're going to be able to do it, if enough people will come. I actually had plans to go on a beautiful beach vacation at the end of this month. And my fear isn't necessarily about my getting sick. It's about my possibly having to be quarantined down in Florida, which wouldn't be the worst place to be quarantined,
right,
but I would miss my kids. So I'm now having to rethink that, even though, exactly, I'm washing my hands, I'm making wise choices, but it's really a big thing. It's here a big thing, either in the U.S. or in our state. So we are here. If you didn't get the notice, the Newport parade has been canceled. Right? It's now
trending that way. So
it's trending. Okay.
Because it was up in the air. They had a hearing the other night where they heard from all businesses and people saying, "Look, let's leave this on," and people should just exercise caution if they come here. And then on Wednesday morning, midday Wednesday, the governor of Rhode Island issued a kind of a statement saying, "I really think they should reconsider. They should they should consider canceling or postponing it." And you start going to a financial side of things.
Yes.
It's one thing for people who are salaried employees or hourly employees of a business. If they have to stay home, they're doing the things that, short-term disability insurance to pick in to keep, because that can have an effect if they have to stay home for 14 days, certainly. Mm-hmm. But, what about the independent contractors or these small neighborhood businesses? My wife was looking at a friend's feed from Facebook or whatever, and there's a restaurant that's closing down after 10 years of having such great reviews. They're shutting down because this month is just putting such a strain. The last 6 weeks is just putting such a strain with everything. They don't think they're going to survive. And
they've been open for 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
It really just plays such a really, a wide range of effect. And I mean, not to mention the stock market, that's going to do what it does. I mean, but it's just at some point life has to go on, and people just need to be smart about what they do and how they choose to handle things. So I
will clarify, it is not at the moment of recording. It is the Newport Parade is still technically on. That may have changed between the time that this episode comes out and when we're recording. So, but exactly, lots of things are being impacted, and hopefully everyone is making wise choices.
Yeah. So if you tuned in while you're on the road working or getting errands done, or if you're in quarantine, let us know how that bubble feels. Just sit back, listen, and enjoy the episode. If you hear something that piques your interest, just head on over to our website, wickedrodypodcast.com.
All right, Ben, so what do we have for this week's Wicked Interesting listing?
Well, we did have the Newport Parade.
We did
have that parade. And that's up in the air, so be sure to check that out. But if you did want to check out a parade, and folks, I should have said this in my little rant in the beginning, everything we talk about today, you should absolutely check the websites prior to going anywhere, because we'd hate to see you travel on just our word there. But
we record on Wednesdays, so
exactly.
you never know what can happen between now and the weekend.
The world could be over by the time you get this on Friday. You never know the way some of these people are reporting it. But there is supposed to be a St. Patrick's Day parade in West Warwick on March 15th. That would be Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Sunday.
And that's over on the Coventry-West Warwick line. It proceeds down Washington Street to Main Street. A really nice little area. There's a review stand on the town hall steps. And, it's going to be a smaller parade. But if you wanted to get out, you wanted to do something, although Sunday's supposed to be a little cooler, that could be something fun to check out. So that is our Wicked Interesting pick. And really, you tell us what's wicked interesting out there. If you get to a parade, you see where it is, you share it with us. We'll reshare that absolutely on our Facebook. So that is the Wicked Interesting pick of the week. And now, Mary, let's check out what's wicked fun in the 401.
things off, Cranston High School East is very well known throughout the state for their music program, and they have an incredible percussion section. If you've never been to one of the football games or to one of their indoor percussion events, you are going to want to check this out on Saturday because they're hosting the indoor percussion competition. There are going to be 8 different ensembles coming on in. Now, of course, indoor percussion, you're going to be thinking the drums, the quads, the bass drums, the cymbals, all of the, metallophone instruments. And in addition to that, they really add their own fun vibe. They do some dance moves touring it. You're going to be hearing all different types of musical genres, but just performed on percussion instruments. So this takes place on Sunday. Doors open at 4. The show starts at 5. It goes until about 7 p.m. It's very affordable for adults, $10. If you're a student or a senior, $8. And kids who are 5 and under are free. Now, this is a perfect event to take a music lover to. Maybe you yourself used to march in marching band in high school or college. This will kind of drum up all that nostalgia. And if you have any little ones in your life who enjoy music, they're sure to enjoy this. This is really going to be a great time. There's raffles, 50-50 raffle. A full concession stand will be available, so you can get some food there too to check out those indoor percussion groups.
All right. Hey, something that is definitely on at this point, again, everything is subject to change. The St. Patty's Cup down in Newport at Newport Polo. Well, it's technically the Portsmouth area. That's 250 Linden Lane, but it's Newport Polo. It is happening on Saturday, the 14th from Saturday or Friday? What's the 14th? What's Pi Day?
Friday is Friday the 13th.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It is Pi Day, 3.14 on Saturday. So that's when this event is happening. The Luck of the Irish, the St. Patty's Cup is calling. You know what screwed me up? I always know that February and March days are the same. And I knew that last month, the 14th, was on a Friday.
Okay.
But that stupid 29th of February, that leap year,
threw you off.
Jerks. Anywho, the polo players with the Luck of the Irish, the St. Patty's Cup is calling out the leprechaun and all of us to conjure 3 wishes for the winning teammates and a pot of gold in the upcoming Arena Polo Tournament, March 14th and 15th. So it's a couple days there, but if you want to go check it out, it's pretty cool. So it's the St. Patty's Cup hosted by Newport Polo. What do you have?
Nice. Well, also happening on Sunday from 11 a.m. till 9 p.m. Don't worry, you don't need to be there the entire time. It's the RIMEA All-State Bands, Orchestra, and Choruses performances. So RIMEA is Rhode Island Music Educators Association, and this is the All-State Concert. So children who are performing, whether they with their instruments or their voices, through grades 4th through 12th, I think, get to audition for these really high-level ensembles. So it's kids from all over the state, the best of the best, and they get to perform on their instruments or sing. The orchestras are going to be performing in the morning. Actually starts at 11 a.m. for the performances. Then the bands are going to be happening at 2:30, and then the choruses start at 5:30. So once again, if you're someone who loves music, if you go see these performances, I'm telling you, you will think that it is grown adults who've been playing for decades on these instruments, the musicianship that these students are able to accomplish. And the really cool thing about it is, once again, it's from kids from all over the state coming together to create some music. So this is happening at the Vets. You can get tickets ahead of time. You may even know some of the kids who are in these performances, or you can check that on out and get some tickets at the door. And they're all general admission. So everyone is the same price because it's all about the seats. So check that out all day on Sunday at the Vets.
That sounds like a fun time. The Pawtucket Red Sox are hosting a job fair on Saturday, the 14th, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So this is perfect if you are looking to employ your older teenager or young adult in your home, or you yourself are just looking for something fun to do. They are looking to help for the 2020 season. Ballpark operations, concessions, mascot team, ticket sales, public address announcer, merchandise. No, I'm sorry, not the public address announcer. That's me. Merchandise, street team, game day promos. All the candidates will have an opportunity to interview with Paw Sox front office members on Saturday at McCoy Stadium between the hours of 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. And the baseball season, the Paw Sox season, starts in less than a month.
Unbelievable. My
question is if for some reason this thing keeps going and the hype and hysteria keeps on going crazy, if there's no public, do they need a public address announcer?
Ooh. Good question.
Might have a lot of free time on my hands. I don't know. We'll see. I doubt it because the players like to hear their name. That's all I announce it for.
It pumps
just the
them
player. Yeah. It's. I'll work on that. But check that out. It's all obviously it's a great spring and summer gig over there at McCoy Stadium. Check it out. Job fair Saturday, March 14th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. All right, time to help some furry friends find forever homes thanks to the Warwick Beacon's Animal Talk with Karen Kalunian. Mary, who do we have today?
Miss January. She is a 4-year young mixed breed girl with white and a tan coat and eyes that sparkle like marbles. January is a total wiggle butt and enjoys and loves everyone she meets. She likes to go for walks on the leash. And this little doggy, she's pretty for treats and loves snuggles. She's just a real big old love. And her name's January. How cool is that?
You can meet January in March. It's a beautiful thing. If you've been looking for a loyal, loving companion, then just go to the EGAPL, which is the East Greenwich Animal Protection League. They're the heart of Rhode Island, located on 44 Worthington Road in Cranston. You can meet Miss January. You know, she's hoping to find a perfect home where she can run and play in her own yard. That would be the ideal situation. Yes. And listen, the best thing you can do is is if you know somebody that might be looking for a pup or looking to add a companion to their life, Tell them about this happy little girl. Whoever adopts her will be getting a wonderful addition to their family.
Mm-hmm. And a photo of Miss January is actually on our Facebook page along with contact links. And if you know of an animal in need, you can also find a link to Karen on the Wicked Rhody Facebook page. Wicked Rhody are proud to partner with the United Way of Rhode Island to help spread the word about wonderful opportunities for you and your family and your friends if you want to involve them a bit more in the community and give back to Rhode Island.
The Samaritans of Rhode Island are looking for hotline volunteers. So it's listening to crisis, and this crisis line is helping callers from across the country. They do have a call center in Pawtucket, and they are looking for people to help man those lines. If you want information on the introductory sessions or you want to learn what the volunteer requirements and then the class schedule, they have the schedule up, and you can find the link in our show notes or at SamaritansRI.org. Mary, who do you have?
The Women's Fund of Rhode Island are looking for marketing and communication committee members. Basically, we need your help if you are skilled in marketing, communication, maybe strategy design, website and content development, and social media. So if this is something that strikes your fancy and you have skills at, check that on out. The Women's Fund of Rhode Island could use your help.
If you want to learn more about the United Way of Rhode Island, the upcoming 401 Gives Day on April 1st, 2020, or if you're in need of assistance, just visit the website or simply dial 211 and get connected to the help you need. All right, as we said at the beginning, everything we talked about today can be found on our website, wickedrodypodcast.com.
Check us on out on Facebook so you can see that picture of Miss January. Maybe you can give it a share. Maybe you don't need a companion in your life right now, but you might have some friends who might like her. So feel free to use that share button. We're also on Instagram. And as always, we are loving the screenshots that you're able to share when you're listening to our podcast. Just take a screen grab of your current screen showing that podcast and let people know what you're listening to when you're at the gym or on your walk to get to know more about Rhode Island.
If you are looking to get your message directly into the ears of our listeners, all you got to do is email us, wickedrodypodcast@gmail.com, or reach out to us on Facebook.
Until next time, I'm Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro.
And you've been listening to Wicked Rhody. We'll have more for you next Thursday.
If the world doesn't disintegrate into a fiery ball of smoke.
Wash your hands.
Please. And be sure to check out to make sure these events are still happening, people. Changes by the moment.
We warned you.
So did the CDC.